The Streamer Awards just happened and it might be one of the most controversial events this year. Really, anything that could be a controversy on the internet happened at this event. Sexism, racism, transphobia, sexual assault, and the worst of all, being rigged. So if you don't know what the Streamer Awards is, then let me inform you a bit because you will need to know the context to know what happens. It's an award for streamers. Every year since 2022, there's been an award show for streamers made by another streamer named QT Cinderella. Now, the event being held by a streamer is a double-edged sword because they are more likely to know what the audience of streamers like, right? They are in the space, they know what they like, and they probably are more informed than like a larger overheading company if they were to do it, right? If Twitch was to do it,
I'm the CEO.
He's the CEO of this thing.
I'm the CEO.
they're not streamers themselves. But the issue is that this person who runs the event, Cutie Cinderella, will innately have biases. She is human. She has friends who stream. She will like them. And this is where the rigging theory comes in. Cutie has spent a lot of the time, at least this year, with a group on Twitch known as FaZe and their like circle. And FaZe is essentially where all of these controversies are derived from. People do not rock with them right now. So I'm going to teach you a bit about them because if you have no clue who they are, then you will be lost. FaZe was founded in 2010 as a YouTube gaming group, and during the early 2010s, it was a huge group on YouTube. Everyone knew about them. Even if you didn't watch them, it was a thing that you were aware of. And they were big on there. And with FaZe getting so big, they decided to get a load of members. Way more members than they needed. They even had, I think, Bronny James as one of their members. And they also decided to go public. If you do not know what public means, it basically means that other people can like buy shares of the company. And this just led to a huge downfall. They were making and spending so much money that when they stopped making money, they were continuing to spend so much money, but they didn't have that money to spend. And with a few years of controversies like scams and other stuff, they essentially became irrelevant. It was looking like in a year now they would go under. But then in 2024, the owner at the time, FaZe Banks, he has been in FaZe, I think, like since near the beginning at least, maybe since the beginning. When I looked up who created FaZe, it was not him. It was 3 people I've never heard of. He decided he didn't want to see his lifelong project erupt, right? So the shares went so low that he was able to buy all of them back. At least that's what I think what happened. I don't really know. I think that's what you need to do to go private, I would assume. I'm not an investor, dog. He chose to get a group of young streamers who like were not that popular. No one really heard of them. Like, of course they had their niche audiences, but they were not huge. And he cut the contract of almost every previous member. All the people that built FaZe were pretty much gone. I think like a few of them still were under the name, but they weren't like FaZe. There's a very popular guy on YouTube, FaZe Rug. I think he is technically still a part of it. But like when you look up the members of FaZe, it's just these 5 people or 6 people. And people were so mad at this guy. They were like, oh my God, you're ruining something great. You're ruining something that like, it's amazing, this amazing thing. But I don't know why it was going down. It was gonna erupt eventually. So even if this did not go well, the outcome would have been the same. There was no real consequences to doing this. But to wrap this long story up, because it's much more than what I just said, those small streamers that he picked up got extremely successful, bringing money and light back to FaZe. In October of this year, 2025, they all did a subathon. I'm pretty sure all of them got over 100,000 subscribers on Twitch, which is a crazy feat.
Listen, I'm going to keep it short and sweet. This award goes to these guys. We brought it back. Fucking, you guys have heard the story a million times. I guess I can run it through one more time. We got the shit stolen from us, me and my boys. Shout out Tommy, Rain, Apex. Got it back. Did the only thing that there was to really do, which was wipe the slate clean, hit the reset button, give this shit a fresh start. People told us we were dumb. People told me I was ruining FaZe. People asked me, who the fuck is Lacey? Who the fuck is Black Boy Max, Stable Ronaldo? Who the fuck is Silky? I guess now they know.
Okay, so now that you know about FaZe, the last thing I'm going to tell you is about the members they have, because they are pretty much all important. Really, 2 of them are like mainly important. If you see on TikTok, you'll know who they are. So first is Jason the Wing, then there's Ronaldo, Adapt, Lacey, Silky, and Rage. So now you know what you need to know. Let's get into the interesting stuff. It really started a few weeks ago with a Twitch streamer named Nina Lynn. She was a growing star in this Twitch universe, right? She was getting bigger and bigger and bigger until a certain situation happened. The situation is where she and another woman were sexually assaulting a man named Saeed. And something crazy is, if you did not know, this was not her first time she sexually assaulted a person on stream. There was another stream back, I don't know how long ago, it had to be this year, because I feel like this is the first year where she's been big, where she was literally just groping up on a Twitch streamer named Disguised Toast. And he even came out saying he had no idea who she was, but he felt in such a like awkward situation. Like if he got up and was like, "What are you doing?" people would look at him weird. And then not only did she do that, but she also said something disgusting about how guys should feel bad if they admit to being, that's weak of them. As a man, why would you want to admit that?
I take accountability what I do. If you dead ass felt disrespected, I didn't know. So you gotta let me know. If you did, I will always apologize. I mean, that's just normal people. But for him to walk around and say all that crazy shit, you never think about what Saeed's thinking too, though. Like, who wants to walk around being called that? That's embarrassing for him as a guy.
And Nina happened to be a part of this FaZe outer circle. Like, they weren't the core members, but they were like the friends of the members. Saeed is Silky's assistant, which was one of the FaZe members. And after this situation, FaZe all dropped Nina. They stopped talking to her. Nina was banned for like 3 hours and then came back and gave a weak apology. And then she stole from a store. And this somehow got more traction than the SA. And all over TikTok, people were calling FaZe and other streamers that dropped her fake friends. They say stuff like, "Oh, she apologized. A real friend would have told her she's wrong," which is crazy because she is a grown woman. You don't need to be told that sexual assault is wrong. If you do, there's something else going on. And because of Nina being dropped by these FaZe guys, people starting calling them women haters. This is the start of the whole thing. This led to almost everything else. One of the FaZe guys, known as Lacey, said, "Why can't Nina just apologize?" after she was making fun of the sexual assault incident.
Oh shit, I can't touch you no more because I have to make you sign an NDA. Sorry, I forgot. Yeah, that's gonna be tough, bro. It's gonna come up 3 months later. So I am not you.
Why can she not just be a semi-decent human being, accept fault, say that she was wrong, and apologize? Instead of being like petty and making jokes about it, but instead she like said like, "Oh, it's a vacation," and now she's like making jokes about it.
And people in the comments are saying that she did, like, "Oh, people, they will never realize that she did apologize. They don't care. They're women haters, blah, 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 blah." Who cares? In my opinion, who cares? Sexual assault is one of the things that you just cannot apologize for. Stealing? Sure. You steal a freaking Snickers bar from the convenience store. If you apologize for that, good on you. This is not one of those instances. And especially not after of just a few weeks later and no consequences. She got no real consequences. You have not changed as a person. And then here comes our next main character, Wendy Ortez. Her fans are the craziest out of all of them. She is a growing streamer this year. I think she has been on TikTok streamer for a little while before this, but this is her first year on Twitch. And she called out FaZe, Ronaldo, and I think Jason too, for being women haters since they stopped talking to Nina. I had no idea who Wendy Ortez was until like 4 days ago. And I'm not saying that she's wrong for saying that. I'm just saying I had no idea who she was until this whole incident. But because Wendy and FaZe have this small little feud going on, I don't feel like they really care that much. I feel like it's way more fueled by the audience, which is just something I cannot get. Like, I get liking people. I like to watch YouTubers. Danny Gonzalez, Drew Gooden, Curtis Connor. Like, that's why I make videos like this, essentially. Papa Meat. All these people I like to watch. I'm not gonna fight a battle for them. Okay, this was all of the events leading up to the night. The night of the actual event. With QT being the owner of the event, the people that are helping her run the event are mostly her friends. And for some reason, people are mad about this. This is her event at the end of the day. She is not being paid by a larger company to make this event. It is all hers. If she wants her friends to be a part of it, she can. If she wants to win every award herself, guess what? She can. No one would watch it, but she could. Both the red carpet and the floor team caused a few controversies, but first off, we'll talk about the red carpet because that is the first thing that happened in the event. And this was hosted by Stable Ronaldo, along with 2 other people, Sketch and Katie B. And this, I'm gonna go on a little bit of a sidetrack right now, but Katie B, I think, is the funniest creator I found this year. Unfortunately, I am not unemployed enough to watch Twitch streams, but if I did, it would be hers. If you don't know what the red carpet is, it's in this contest, it's basically just all the streamers having a short, like 30-second interview before the show. As far as I know, there wasn't a real issue with this part besides it being Ron, who is the person that was having the small feud with Wendy. But now that we are past the entrance, the event officially started. The first award was Best Music Streamer. And the winner of that is a guy named Plaque Boy Max. And if you don't know, he was a part of FaZe. When they started anew, he was one of those members, but then he quit to more focus on his music. Now, him winning this award just fueled the fire even more, because apparently a lot of people wanted this other guy named DDG to win. Which, with the side of the internet I'm on, is really crazy because everyone clowns on his music. I'm not saying it's bad. I've never heard it, but I didn't know he had true fans. But with Playboy Max winning the award, people started to get the idea swirling in their head of theirs that this event was rigged. QT is friends with FaZe, and he was a part of FaZe. As far as I know, he's still good friends with them, so people are like, okay, this is rigged. Then the next few awards did not have much going on. There was creative arts, roleplay, MOBA streamer, brand partner, and quite a bit more. But the next award dispelled their thoughts a bit, because the award was the best streamed event, and the winner of this award was Kai Cenat's Streamer University. But the reason this could have dispelled some of the thoughts of it being rigged was that Ludwig, which is QT Cinderella's boyfriend or something, they're their partner. I don't know what scale of relationship they're on. So they oh, well, if it was rigged, it would have gone to him. But since it went to Kai, people were like, okay, maybe it's not rigged. The next award was VTuber. I don't think had any controversies because the people who care about this are in their own circle and the people who don't are normal. But then this is where another issue started. The cameramen sucked in the event. They would say someone's name and then the camera would just be on someone completely different.
The actual person who rigged the awards is I'm Dante. Where is he? Where'd he go? Oh, wait, Dante, you're right there. It was you. Yep. I'm sorry. You've always been nice to me. You can...
And I really mainly feel bad for the people that put their money into this because I know they hired an expensive camera crew, right? And they got this. Then there was a variety streamer, and once again, there was no real issue with the winner being Queso. The next award was Just Chatting, and once again, Kai won. People thought he deserved it. Cool, let's move on. The next award was Rising Star. I don't really know what this award is because they do have Breakout Streamer, and that's the bigger award. Maybe it's someone who's been streaming for longer than a year and is just now getting big, or maybe it's just for people less popular than the Breakout streamer. The winner here was Marlin, and the biggest one of the night, the one that caused the most controversies, was Breakout Streamer of the Year. I swear to God, the comments on TikTok would make you believe that their lives are personally on the line for this. They invested everything they've ever made into this. The nominees are Rakai, DDG, Vanilla Mace, Wendy Ortez, and finally, FaZe Adapt. Now, I think this would have gone terrible no matter who won. Kai is part of Kai's group, and their fans are crazy. Wendy's fans are crazy. Vanilla Mace's fans, I think, are a little bit less crazy, but they're still there, you know. The fans are crazy, and then DDG has no fans. But the winner of this award was FaZe Adapt. And people were heated because FaZe Adapt is a 30-something-year-old man. How dare he win? He has been in FaZe for the last 10 years. He's the only one that they kept on the main roster. So he is not new to the a creator space. And people did not like this at all. This is really where the rigging was starting to get called. They were really mad about this. And that's kind of when I realized something. Kai's group of fans, I'm not blaming him, of course. They're all on the younger side, and they're all extremely devout. They're like in a cult almost. They probably have not watched any other group or any other streamers, so when another person wins, they cannot stand the idea of their idols not being the best. All the people that were calling them women haters were just mad that Wendy did not win. But that doesn't really make any sense because later a woman won something and they were mad that Wendy did not win and they were calling them women haters for that too. So I think they just don't care who it is. If it's not Wendy, then they didn't deserve to win. But if you only watch one streamer, or if you only watch TikTok clips, then you should not really have an opinion on this. That's why I'm going to give my one real opinion in this video. Adapt should not have won. I like the clips that I've seen of him, but I feel like a better award would be like the NBA Comeback Player of the Year. My vote would have been for KDB. And that brings me to voting. It is a public vote. Anyone can vote, but let me tell you something. People can't understand that. I'm going to tell you in a way that's very easy to understand. Cutie Cinderella runs the event. And she is on all of her friends' streams and telling them about this event. They're like, oh, go vote for yourself for this streamer award. So her friends are more likely to promote themselves for this reward. Did Rakai ask his friends one time to vote for him? I have no idea, but I bet it was less than how often the FaZe was saying to vote for Adapt. And that is unfortunate. It's leaning towards her friend group, but it will be like this until it becomes big enough that everyone really cares about it. Because no one cares about it until the month to week coming up to the event. After this, there was a floor section where Fan, a streamer, went around and talked to people. And people did not like this. She went around for 30-some minutes and, according to the people, just said unfunny jokes. Then there was this clip about a guy who blatantly said it to her.
If you all gonna be on the mic, now turn this mic, now turn this shit on. Turn this shit on. If you all gonna be on the mic making jokes, at least let it be funny. If you all gonna be on the mic making jokes, at least let it be funny.
I thought it was.
Have a good night.
Here. Do you want to do a joke?
No.
And I feel bad for her. Then here's where the immediately next issue comes up. An individual named India Love ran onto the stage and spoke without being warranted. And she said Rakai should have won and DDG should have won the music selection.
Hello. Real quick, y'all. I know Breakout Streamer of the Year went to Adapt. And congratulations, and we respect you for what you did. But Rakai should have won Breakout Streamer of the Year and DDG. I don't care what y'all say. Shout out Rakai, shout out boom, 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 boom.
And that is just disrespectful. I mean, no matter what you think, you really should not do this. You are a grown adult. Hold in your feelings until you are on your own platform. Imagine if, like, we're at the Oscars, right? Tom Holland runs onto the stage and says, I think Timothy Chalamet should have won this award. He would be the biggest clown ever. People would not respect him anymore. Don't ruin this event for everyone else. And then immediately after this was the Sapphire Award, which is basically the best woman streamer. And once again, there was an issue. The winner of this award was a streamer named Cinna. But a nominee was, once again, Wendy Ortez. And her fans did not like this because Cinna is part of, like, the outer FaZe group. I feel like her fans are only watching her content. That is fine. Watch whoever you want to watch. But you cannot be saying that other people are irrelevant or bad if you have never seen them. Just because you watch one person doesn't mean they're the only relevant person on the planet. Then it was Gamer of the Year, no real issue there. And there were a few other awards, right, that really did not have that big of an issue. And then finally, Streamer of the Year, which is the biggest award, but surprisingly had no real backlash. So within an hour and a half, there were so many issues. And of course, this did not stop at the end of the event. People went on TikTok and went crazy. If their person they liked didn't win, they were like feral rabid raccoons. And the most that I saw is from Wendy fans. They are going around just, again, FaZe women haters. They were calling the event rigged. If you just saw the event through TikTok, you would have think that FaZe won literally every event. Out of 37 events, I categorized all of the winners into 3 sections. There was the FaZe friends group, there was the AMP and their friends group, which is Kai Sinat's group, and then finally other, people who had no connection with either of them. The section that is the most is the other section with 20 out of 37 people in the event are people from neither of the two biggest groups in streaming. Then if you do the math, that leaves 17 spots left. And because of one person, the person that won the Sapphire Award, Cinna, she is pretty much in both groups. So that leaves both of the teams with 8.5 points. There was no clear bias. If you think that, then you have a bias. All right, I want to hurry this video up because I want to get it out, so I'm probably missing a few things. Okay, and then I'm going to give my final thoughts. Firstly, if you are completely on one side of the internet, like if you only watch Kai's group, so you only know Rakai and you don't even know who Adapt is, that is fine. I promise it is. Watch who you want to watch. But you don't get an opinion, especially since it's a fan-voted event. Adapt at one point had over 100,000 active subscribers. He is not irrelevant. You are just on one side of the internet. If you know both Rakai and Adapt and you like Rakai's content more, good. I like that. I'm happy for you. That is a valid vote. And that is the innate problem with this. With something like movies, people are going to watch multiple a year, tens, maybe hundreds in 1 year. For Twitch streamers, most people are only watching what they like, right? What they already know they like. They aren't going to start watching anything outside of the circle because they are fed what they like and they're not fed other people. So they'll only watch 10 Twitch streamers a year or something like that, and they'll all be the same group. I feel like the only reason I know like 90% of these people is because I'm chronically online. And my second thing is that you don't gotta watch it. It's like a person watching something on the TV and they're just holding their eyes wide open like they gotta watch it, but no one is forcing them to watch it. I did not watch the event, which is probably something I should have said earlier, but you're already at the end of the video. I only saw clips, so maybe the production was terrible. But I didn't really see anyone complaining about that. It was more about the rigging. Good God. Okay, all day yesterday I was just writing this script. I hope you liked and subscribed. Hopefully I get this out soon, dog. Goodbye.